Hello there, Trevor here from Double Bill Movies. Well, this is another The 39 episode. Sorry it's been a while. I've not been well of late, not been awfully ill, just a bit of a cough, and not really been in the mood to do videos. But anyway, here I am. So this is the series that I'm doing in conjunction with Bumper and Bumper's Movies. So I will start with Bumper's notes on. So what we did, before I start with his notes, is we don't have access to the film Blood Rights, which is by right the film we should be on. So basically we've just both watched the trailer and we'll give you our thoughts on the trailer. So this is Bumper's thoughts. So The Ghastly Ones is also known as. So I watched the trailer for Blood Rights and read the plot on Wikipedia, and the movie looks to be another Italian style slasher with one location setting that once again involves a murder plot around a big house and an even bigger will. So basically he's saying it's a bit the same as The Bay of Blood. Although this is an American production and the trailer did have a slight Last House on the Left feel, I don't really feel like I missed anything with this one. Probably just more good kills. I'm ready to move on from these slashers now. They are all starting to feel like the same movie. Bring on C for Cannibal. So yeah, although next we do actually have The Burning, so I think Bumper will be a bit more impressed with The Burning. He has seen it before, but I know what he wants. He wants to get into the nitty gritty of the cannibal films. I guess I do too, because I haven't really seen any of them. So my thoughts on Blood Rights, or The Ghastly Ones. Other people have said that you know, it's a pretty horrendous film. It's just not very good. But from what I could make out in the trailer, I think I'm actually going to quite enjoy it when I finally get to see it properly. And from what I could see, there looked like there were some really good special effects for some of the kills. And to me, it came across as sort of the epitome of what a video nasty is. The gritty nature of it, the slightly sort of rough filmmaking, the sort of slightly good special effects but not amazing special effects, and you know, probably slightly dodgy music and all that kind of thing. But whereas I didn't think to read the synopsis on Wikipedia, if it does seem to be a very similar plot to Bay of Blood, then I think Nige and John on their Video Nasties live stream said that A Bay of Blood was much better. So anyway, one day we'll get to see, hopefully. So on to this main episode, which is Bloody Moon. Or that title. I'm not reading that. As you can see, it is censored. There is a star there, so I'm not showing anything too rude. But yes, that's probably the cover for Bloody Moon that you know. This is the American Severin release, and this is a sort of a retrospective slipcover, in the sense that when they first did it, it was just like that, but you can now get a slipcover for it. These are obviously the skinny Amaray cases. There is a UK skew of this from Severin, but it's in the fatter Amaray case and you can't put the slip on it, unfortunately. But when I found out there was a slip, I thought, well, I'll get it from the States. So, as per normal, I shall read out Bumper's notes on Bloody Moon. Right, so Bloody Moon. His overview. Italian slasher directed by soft porn specialist Jess Franco. Plot is way too overstuffed, but the kills are great. Industrial saws and hedge cutters are used to full gory effect, and there is a notorious stab through the boob that guaranteed this movie a place on the 39. Yes, well, that's what you can see on that slipcover, basically. So yes, I actually watched an interview with Jess Franco, which is a bonus item on this disc. I imagine it's the same on the UK SKU as well. And yeah, he went through quite a few different scenarios and things that he had to deal with. Things that he was told, like Pink Floyd were going to do the music and they were going to be on set to sort of gauge what the film was going to be like and all this, that and the other. Well, of course, that didn't happen. One of the key things about this film is the absolutely awful music. And Jess Franco himself says that. He says he doesn't like the music. It was a German guy that they ended up using. And he's tried to make it sort of Pink Floyd-like. And yeah, it doesn't work. And when they've placed it through the movie, it suddenly appears out of nowhere. And you think, well, why have we got this music cue here? Anyway, there's some bits that kind of work. And one thing I found worse was one of the cast members actually puts a record on to listen to some music while she's getting changed or getting ready to go out or unpacking or whatever it is she does. And what's the piece of music? Yes, it's the same score that's been used in the rest of the film. And it's like, oh, clearly they couldn't have put anything else on there. So, all right, well, so our 3 questions, as you may know by now. Does it feel like a video nasty? The bumper says, yes, this is definitely one of the gorier Italian slashers on the list. And although the effects work looks a bit shoddy in places, it's still a very violent movie. Yes, it is a pretty violent movie. And the killings kind of go on right from the very beginning, actually. And in quite a brutal way. So I definitely recommend this as a movie. And as a video nasty, so I equally feel like I'm watching a video nasty. Although, so just briefly, to watch the Blood Rights trailer, I use this, which is your holy grail for not just the 39, but video nasties in general. And straight after it, of course, is the Bloody Moon trailer. Basically, there's a disc that has all the trailers on and you can just watch them like a movie. And what reminded me, well, obviously the first thing was the music, because it's in the trailer as well. But the picture on this is stunning. It's a really, really nice, clean picture. But what detracts from the sort of video nastiness is the fact that the pictures are so good. So when I watch the trailer and I see how you know, the gritty and grainy and sort of crusty, which is of course my explanation for these things, that to me is part of the video nasty experience. So, you know, I imagine when I get to watch some of these films like Toolbox Murders and Tenebrae and stuff like that on 4K, that I'll love them as films, but they won't feel like video nasties. So the crustier the video nasty you can get, the better experience you're going to have. Anyway, so back to the questions. Should it be a video? Rewind. Should it be a video nasty? Absolutely, yes. This one ticks all the boxes, including blood on boobs and brutal kills. Yeah, he's right there. I can't really make it any different from my point of view. Yeah, I suppose even the trashy music is part of the video nasty thing. So yeah, all the boxes ticked. So if you want a good video nasties experience, and you know, believe me, although this is a mock-up picture, that does happen in the film. So and it's pretty well done, I have to say. So there's some good kills there. Should a modern horror fan check it out? So Bumper says, for sure. It doesn't make a lot of sense for Jess, and Jess Franco is known for making terrible movies, but the kills are great, and it's nice to see the practical effects work being used to create such great kills. Yep. So, you know, if you're a fan of modern horror films, And I have to say, I watched both Terrifier films recently, and they've gone back to the great practical effects in a brilliant, brilliant way. So if you want to see sort of, you know, the origins of, obviously the last episode was about, oh, what was it about? Blood Feast. My mind's gone blank. Anyway, so yeah, you know, with the sort of practical effects, but they weren't very good effects, but they were great for the movie, and because they were sort of the origin of those kind of special effects. Then to see Bloody Moon, and you see the progression and sort of the improvement, but yet there's still room to go on and get even better, like up to the standards of Terrifier. So then Bumper's got a little summary of the plot here. Plot wise, it wasn't great. So basically there's some students, they're trying to learn a foreign language, they're in Spain, and there's a brother and sister, and you know, they've got a bit of a, let's say, an unnatural relationship between themselves, but the brother's heavily scarred, and obviously women don't like to go near him, but there is a bit of well, who's doing it, who's killing? Is it him? Because yes, he does kill someone. He kills the first woman, but does he kill the rest of them? So there's quite a good twist and keep you guessing going on in the movie. So yes, there is a murder mystery here somewhere, but not a lot of it makes sense, and it's riddled with continuity issues, but the kills are creative. The women are good looking and the dubbing is terrible, so all in all, a typical but enjoyable Italian slasher. Yes, that is one of my pet peeves with these Italian films, or even general films that have been dubbed into the English language. It can really somewhat detract from the enjoyment of the movie, because the voices don't sound right, and of course they don't work with the lips. So yeah, you know, obviously it's nice for me to be able to sit and just listen to the English language and not have to read subtitles, but you know, I may have mentioned this before, watching the film Stalingrad. It's a German film, and on DVD in the UK it was only available with English audio, and I was led to believe it was a brilliant movie, but when I watched it, I didn't enjoy it because the dub was so comedic almost and just sounded silly. So when Arrow finally released Stalingrad with the original German audio, yes, it is a brilliant movie. So I would love to see things like this, Bloody Moon. And I was meant to say when I did the Beast in Heat's, or my notes for the Beast in Heat video nasty, that I would love to see an original language version of it. I don't know if one exists. I don't know if they just shot them and then dubbed all the dialogue in English and did away with the original dialogue. Because I think that would improve the film quite a bit, actually. So, yeah, a lot of these films do suffer with these terrible dubs. So the last bit of summary, the dubbing is terrible. Oh, and there is one scene where a girl pretends to have sex that's got to be seen to be believed. Yep, you know, basically she's making all the right noises, but is she actually having any sex? No, she's not. And the other girls sort of find her out, and yeah, it's quite a funny scene. But you know, so yes, all in all, right, so Bumper score, he gives it 6 out of 10. Now I'd probably give it 7 out of 10. Again, I'd love to see an original language version, so you don't get the funny dub. And I would like to see a grittier version, so I might need to hunt down a crusty version, and I might enjoy that better. But so there we go. That's finally got round to doing the 39 episode, and that was sort of briefly on Blood Rites, or the Ghastly Ones. And if Bumper and I ever do get to see, or you know, Arrow or 88 or someone releases the Ghastly Ones Blood Rites, there is a copy available in the States, but it's within a box set, and I'm not buying a $140 box set just for one film just to find that it's awful. But if we get a standalone issue, then we'll do a sort of retrospective episode of the 39 to put it in place. So when you got the playlist, all 39, then it will be in there. And that we might try and do that with any of the others where we can only watch the trailers. But anyway, so that's the end of this episode. The next episode will be on Bumper's channel, Bumper's Movies, and he gets to do The Burning. So yeah, sorry it was so late, but there it is. Anyway, give it a thumbs up if you liked the video, and you know, subscribe to both Bumper and I if you want to carry on watching this series, the 39. Let us know your thoughts on Bloody Moon and even Blood Rites. Do you have a copy of Blood Rites on VHS, or do you have a DVD from somewhere? Let us know maybe where we can get a copy from, and take it easy.